Yo, welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, we'll be checking out the brand new GG unit. This is the brand new Rift unit that came out with update 8.0. This is the first unit that I have gotten. I was not up when the update first dropped, but I have gotten my hands on one of the new units. This is the brand new Rift unit, Dandadan. I was not expecting Dandadan to come back, but it has made its way back into the game, which I am very pleased because Dandadan is one of my favorite shows out there. I think it is a really good show. But yeah, we have GG. Let's go ahead and check him out. So he is 1100 to place down. He is 3 placements and he is a curse unit. On placement, he has a very small range and a small AoE. Going over his costs, he is 20,000 on his second upgrade, 59,000 on his third upgrade, and then his final attack is 131,000, meaning that he has a total cost of 132.1 thousand, meaning that to max upgrade all 3 GGs, it is nearly 400,000 to max upgrade all of them. Going over his attacks, his first attack is Curse Ball Barrage. If we go ahead and check to it, it is a cone he does through a small ball. Onto his third attack, it is Curse Ball Spike. This one is a small to a medium AoE, and let's go ahead and see that attack. Very cool. And then his last attack is Curse Ball Dominion. This is a large cone. Pretty nice. At max upgrade, he's at 61.2 thousand damage and has 6.2 SPA, which is pretty nice. Let's go ahead and check out his passives. His first passive is New Challenger. For the first time an enemy enters this unit's range, this unit will follow up with an attack 1, a local cooldown of 8 seconds. His attack 1, I believe, is the small AoE. Anytime an enemy enters his range, he'll deal damage to them. Now, from testing, I'm pretty sure the unit doesn't need to have to enter the range for them to follow up. If the enemy is still within the range as the 8 seconds goes away, I'm pretty sure he will attack them still, which is pretty nice. So it is pretty decent single target DPS, just every 8 seconds dealing additional damage, which is pretty good. His second passive is Curse Ball. Anytime this unit attacks an enemy, leaves a ball at that location after 5 seconds, the ball explodes, doing 40% of this unit's damage, up to 10 curse balls per player. Now this is his most important passive ever. It is what gives him all his damage. It does require 10 enemies in range, because if you did not know, how this works is it's not one ball that spawns per attack. It depends on how many enemies are within his attack range. So 5 enemies means that 5 curse balls will spawn. It is very strong. It seems like this follow-up attack doesn't actually apply the curse balls though, if he does use a follow-up attack to kill enemies. But outside of that, any single attack that he is dealing, see this one, I don't think curse balls spawned on that. But if we see, you can see that multiple curse balls are spawning because there are many enemies in range. Every single time he attacks, more curse balls spawn. So pretty much have a lot of curse balls active. It's only 10 per player, so having more GGs doesn't mean that you're going to get overall more balls. Monarch does look a lot better on him, I would say, than a non-Monarch version. Now his last one is Unlikely Protector. Allies placed in this unit's range will become protected after 60 seconds from when they were placed. Anytime a protected unit is debuffed, this unit will cleanse them with a local cooldown of 3 seconds. So I'll go ahead and place down a Vegeta right now, and we'll have to wait 1 minute before this unit will basically be protected by GG. So I'll be back once the 1 minute has passed. All right, we are back and a minute has passed. We'll go ahead and check out his cleanse passive that he does have. So first off, we will bring in a Yomo to go ahead and see what he is like against any sort of debuffs. So we have Yomo coming in. This is a energy drain unit, so as you can see, he is going to be losing damage, but because of the cleanse, he will keep 10% gone, but it doesn't mean that he's going to lose all his damage. This is because it is a local cooldown of 3 seconds, meaning that he's not always going to instantly be cleansing, but he is going to be helping out a lot with not making a unit basically go down to 0, which is pretty nice. The other thing to note though is if you look at GG himself, he doesn't cleanse himself. That's the only like small issue that I have with this unit, but outside of that, he is a pretty decent cleanser. I will say he is a crazy cracked out unit for damage. People might not see that, but I'll be getting into his DPS numbers right now. All right, getting into GG's DPS numbers, because this is what people like. So his max damage is 61.2k damage. He has balls that he spawns every single time he attacks an enemy that does 40% of the unit's damage. Each individual ball at Traitless is 24k damage on the ground. Having up to 10 maximum balls is 244,000 damage. Add that together with his max attack because it's a 6-second SPA. The balls explode after 5 seconds, meaning that he can basically spawn up to 10 balls every single time he attacks and they'll explode before he attacks again, meaning that his maximum total potential damage that he has every single time he attacks Traitless is 306,000 damage per attack. Now with 3 placements, it only goes up to 428,000 because of the limitations of his second passive being only 10 curse balls per player. So this means that 1 placement is technically a lot better than having 3 placements, meaning that Monarch is way better than him. But with his max theoretical damage of 10 balls dealing damage and his attack itself, this means that his DPS is 49,000 DPS. With 3 placed down and all maxed out, it only goes up to 69,000 damage because of the limitations of his second passive. That is honestly pretty crazy for a unit that doesn't seem like he is doing a lot of damage. Having nearly 50,000 DPS on a single placement unit, Traitless is insane. Now we'll get onto his Monarch version. Alright, you thought his Traitless version was crazy, his Monarch version is insane. So 244.8 thousand damage on place or at max upgrade with 5.6 SPA, meaning that it is high enough SPA to be able to work around his curse balls, meaning every single time he attacks, he's always going to be up using and creating new balls, which is very nice. So going over his damage, an individual ball that he spawns does 97,000 damage or 97.9 thousand damage. 10 balls together is 979,000 damage. Add that together with his attack, meaning that every single time he attacks, he has the highest theoretical damage of 1.22 million damage per attack as a Monarch unit, which is insane. This gives him a DPS 218,000 damage. This is insane. Like, what a monster of a unit. People see this unit and probably see this third passive and be like, oh, he is a support unit. He can cleanse well. Man, his second passive is absolutely cracked. I'm not even, this DPS does not include any of his challenger, like his follow-up attack. He has higher DPS. It's just I didn't want to have to do calculations for his challenger, which shouldn't be too hard to figure out. But just his second passive alone and his attack stat, he can do up to 218,000 DPS, which is absolutely insane. Now, it's not always going to be that consistent. So yeah, his DPS overall, like at base, is 43,000 right here on his display, but he can go from 43,000 DPS all the way up to a potential of 218,000 DPS with his cursed balls, which is absolutely crazy. Yeah, this unit is cracked. I think he is a monster of a unit. Definitely does justice to the done units, definitely. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I appreciate it if you have watched this far through the video. There will be more like this coming soon. I appreciate it. See ya.